Hey nerds, welcome back to a brand new episode here on the Feed the Beast world, episode 10. I think we deserve a round of applause for that. We've officially made it into double digits, guys. And I have been a very busy bee. Did you get that pun? I'm not even sure I meant to make that pun. Busy bee. We've been a very busy bee these last few days on the world. We've made a lot of progress. We've tidied up quite a bit, actually, especially upstairs where all the bees are concerned. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm playing around with some wall designs. I haven't done too much down here, to be honest, like in the way of tidying up. I think I've just made more of a mess down here, actually. You can see here one of the biggest changes in this room is the crafting computer, or otherwise known as the molecular assembler chamber, which is just a fancy word for crafting computer. And this lets us, if I scroll all the way down in here, it lets us craft different things automatically. So you can see here, if I wanted to craft an MA64K storage drive, I could. However, I do not have the resources to do that at this time. But, you know, if I did have the resources, I could automatically craft it. Let me just show you how this works. So what you do is you set up a crafting recipe for each individual aspect of the crafting recipe for the 64K drive, which is why you see we've got the crafting recipes for the storage cell, for the storage segment, for the storage block, for the storage cluster. So this gives you an idea of how much work goes into crafting one single 64K storage drive. And that's why having this has been so handy for me, because now I don't have to spend ages at these crafting tables trying to make them. Oh, put that back in the system. As for the system, you can see, let's show the drives. Because it's been so quickly to make them now, we've made quite a few. We've only got 3 left until we fill this drive. 2 of them are empty right now, which is good because we need a lot of storage space, because we're quarrying like a crazy person right now. As you may have seen just now, we've got 292,000 cobblestone, which is a ridiculous amount. I think I'm going to start turning that into lava, see if we can make, so we can stop relying on a pump in the nether, because it's driving me crazy having to move it around all the time. And I think that's pretty much it for down here. We're going to come back down later in the episode, because we still have a few more crafting recipes to set up. Because as you might have noticed here, there's no crafting recipe for silicon, which is a pretty big part of the recipe, this stuff here. It's a pretty big part of the recipe for the 64K storage drive, and it's one of the things that keeps holding me back because I have to manually craft it. So we're going to do that. We're also going to hopefully set up a bit of automatic smelting for some of those ores, automatic ore processing, or doubling, or whatever you want to call it. So upstairs you can see we are being overrun by flowers, and we've also added some like pathways up here with some fence gates, and this is what I'm quite proud of myself. I made it look really pretty. We've got like 2 layers of apiaries going now, where they're all whirring away. Well, they're not all whirring away. They're all doing their thing. That's almost finished. Over here we've got like the important bees. These ones are just like for bee breeding, and then these are the mass production ones. So we've got all our honeybees up here that are producing combs like crazy. So we're gonna throw these in. How much combs do we have now? We must have quite a few. Yeah, 287 honeycombs. I need to set up some automatic comb processings as well. But I think that might be for another episode. You can see our quarries are whirling away over there. That's a massive quarry, that one. It's 64 blocks by 64 blocks, which is just insane. And it's taking forever to finish. But yeah, it's all been worth it, because whoa, this guy is spitting out. Where did this guy come from? Oh, over here. This is full of drones. I'll stick him in here for now. We are going to be doing some more. We need to get into like the bee machines now, because it's really holding us back, the fact that we can't like mess around with the genetics of a bee. Like, because this there's an apiary over here with a bee that can only be used in a damp environment, and we can change that with a climate something like that. Let's get the official yeah, there it is. The acclimatizer, that's it. We can change the environment that a bee needs to work, and that's vital, because we need to start playing around with some of the desert bees and stuff like that, and they will only work in a desert biome. So we need the acclimatizer to change that. However, on with the episode. We're going to be working down here. I've got a few things I need to set up just before we start, and I'll be back once I've done that. So we're back, and I've got these machines set up here. Now these are the ones I want to start using to automate some processes. These 2 here are going to be used to automatically smelt any ores that we get in, because at the moment we've got just a crazy amount of ores that need processing. So these are going to be used exclusively for that. This one here is going to be used to smelt stuff down for crafting recipes. So, say when I need my silicon, I'm going to use this one instead of using these, because these will be busy with dusts and stuff like that. Speaking of which, we just need to quickly make that like that. And make that the input. So anything that goes in here will automatically go into here. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We'll do it a different way instead. Okay, so to start off, we need to connect up. We need to put some more cabling down. We've got, as you can see, a line just there. We need to move this all the way over. Go underneath the power line. This is one of the things that I love about like the Feed the Beast mod packs and stuff, is when you have all these different like cables crossing underneath, and you got to really think about how you're gonna like manage them and stuff. And I don't know why I like it. I just kind of do. I like things to be organized. So that should be where we need it, like that. And then we'll do this quickly as well. There we go. Now, in order to get, so we're going to do the automatic ore smelting first, 'cause it's a little bit easier. In order to get things into the system, we have to use a thing called an export bus, and we're going to make ourselves a fuzzy export bus. So here we are. This needs an ME basic import bus, which uses this crafting recipe, and a ME advanced processor here. And this will give me a chance to actually show you. Do we have any silicon in here at the moment? We've got a little bit, yeah. This will give me a chance to show you the automatic crafting at work. So if I scroll down to wherever the recipes are, we might already have one. Yeah, we've already got one, unfortunately. But we're going to need another one, so I'm going to craft another. We'll make it one of them. And then if I go down to the bottom, it should... There we go. We made two, actually. Brilliant. Oh, yeah, because I remember now. Because the crafting recipe I've got, if we look here, you can't actually make one of them with the recipe I'm using. So it's made two instead by default. So I'm going to make myself the fuzzy... I need to make a fuzzy export bus, and I need to make some fuzzy import buses, which is... it's a similar crafting recipe. As you see here, it just uses, like, I think, a different piston or something like that. So I will see you once we've made these. Okay, I quickly realised that I haven't actually shown you guys how to encode a pattern, how to make a crafting recipe. So the way we do this, we're going to be making a pattern for the conversion matrix here. So we look at the recipe here, and we go to our pattern encoder, and we just outline it like we were going to be making the recipe itself. It's pretty simple. So we need one of them in the middle, two dusts like that, a bit of quartz on top, and a bit of quartz at the bottom. And there we go. And now we see we've got the conversion matrix here. We click encode, and we have one encoded pattern for one conversion matrix, and then we just clear it like that. Run over to this thing, put it in. You can see there it shows what item it is. Then we come over here. Let's put all these resources back in. Go down to the bottom. There we go. And now we see we've got the crafting recipe for the conversion matrix. We're going to need two of them. So we're going to craft them up. And then we search for a conversion. There we go. We got one. And they might be stuck on something. I might not have had enough resources. Yep, we don't have enough iron. And that's simple enough. We can solve this. If you look here, you can see we have a bunch of iron blocks, but not enough iron ore. We can do this simply by creating another pattern. Like that. Encode that. We need to grab it. And as soon as we put this in, it should be... It'll realize, oh, we can make iron using the iron blocks. So, and it will finish off the recipe. There you go. Simple. So I'm going to finish making these, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, so we have our two import buses, and we have our two export buses. We're going to put the export buses going into the back. And we're going to put our import buses on the top like that. And just connect them with an ME cable. Now the way this works is the import cable imports things into the system, and the export exports things out of the system. So for this we want the top to be orange, and same on this one. And we want the back to be blue. There we go. So now this will automatically take things out, and this will automatically put things in. Well, it'll put certain things in, I should say. The export bus will automatically put anything that we put in here into the system, hopefully. No, it doesn't. Ouch, ouch. Doesn't seem to be working right now. Why? Oh, that's because that's the import, you idiot. Got these the wrong way around, haven't I? Come on here to the export bus. I thought it looked a bit different. Let's grab this one. There we go. And then this one will be the dust once we have a few of them. Yeah, there we go. So now you can see it's filling up with the copper ore, and the pulverized copper ore is going into here. So if we just I keep wanting to say if we just Google for it. There we go. We've got our pulverized copper. We're going to grab a few of this, and we're going to start automatically smelting it as well. So we come over here, stick that in there, and when we get some iron dust as well, we can put that in there as well, and that'll start smelting it automatically. Brilliant. So we're just going to let that whirl for now, and then we'll start work on this one here, this beauty. Okay guys, the way we set up an automatic smelting recipe is a little bit different than the way we set up a crafting recipe. In fact, we don't actually use this for anything. Basically what we do is we come over to our machine, place an ME interface on top, and just quickly change that to blue so things go in that slot. Then we have to come over to our pattern provider. Now, because there is two ways that we can make silicon, we can either make it with nether quartz dust or with Certus quartz dust. We're going to set up two different patterns here. The first is going to be nether quartz. Now, when smelting, it doesn't automatically give you the outcome. You have to manually put that in for yourself. So there we go. So now it's there. When I encode this, the system is going to know that somehow we can turn nether quartz dust into silicon. I'm just going to do the same quickly with the Certus quartz dust. There we go. Then we come over to our ME interface, and we put both of these in the processing bit there. And we need to... Oh, I just realized we need another import bus. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll make the other import bus in a minute, and I actually can't get out of here. But I will go back to the machine now, and I'll show you that should hopefully be in there. Silicon. If we take all the silicon we've got... Yeah, there we go. We've got the crafting recipe. If I click... okay, we want 4 silicon. It's going to come over here, and you can see it's doing something. It is smelting down nether quartz dust into silicon. I think the way it does it is it takes... Yeah, so this is the priority. So if it's got nether quartz dust, it will use nether quartz dust. If it doesn't, then it will go to Certus quartz. So it's like this is the #1 priority, then this is the secondary. As you can see, these aren't going back into the system because there's no import bus, but I'll do that just now. There we have it. This is going to take ages. I mean, it's been running for a while now, and we still have over 1,000 copper left. It can't actually start on the iron until the copper's finished, obviously. But I don't mind. I'm just going to AFK here or something. I'll go work on my bees upstairs while this works. And hopefully when I come back next episode, all these ores should be smelted down. We still actually need to grab a bunch of the other ores and put them in. So tin, that's another one we use a lot of. We use a bit of silver. We need to grab our gold. I think that's the only ores we really use a lot. We don't use aluminium, we don't use cadmium. We can add the others later. So where's the export bus gone? There. So I'm going to stick the rest of these in. And then it should hopefully just go through them one by one until they're all smelted. Brilliant. So this is working now as well. I'll just quickly show you. I'll make another bit of silicon. Craft 1. It goes in. Smelts itself, and then it should be taken out. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little introduction to auto smelting and auto crafting. This is going to be something that I continuously update, and I'm probably not going to show you and inform you every time I do, so it just get too tedious. Like every time I find myself crafting the same things over and over again, I'm just going to make a recipe for it and stick it in here instead. As you can see now, we've got one for the interface, we've got one for the fluix dust and stuff like that. This is just a very simple setup. We need to expand it, obviously, because there's certain crafting recipes. Like if I wanted to craft nether quartz dust, I can't because I need another pulverizer, so we've got to expand that a little bit more. And it's just stuff like that, you know. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.